Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Afrinesh Amanat and today I will teach you cartilage forming tumors. Cartilage forming tumors are characterized by formation of hyaline or myxoid cartilage. The other two less common components of the matrix are fibrocartilage and elastic cartilage. And benign tumors are much more common than the malignant ones. I have already told you about the classification. Benign tumors include chondroma, osteochondroma, chondroblastoma, and chondromyxoid fibroma. The malignant one is chondrosarcoma, osteochondroma or exostosis. They are also called exostosis. They are relatively common benign cartilage capped outgrowths that are attached by a bony stalk to the underlying skeleton. The solitary osteochondromas are first diagnosed in late adolescence and they are more common in males. Multiple osteochondromas become apparent during childhood and they occur as a component of multiple hereditary exostosis, which is autosomal dominant disorder. Coming to the pathogenesis, they are caused by germline loss of function mutation in either EXT1 or 2 genes, which results in defective enchondral ossification. These genes encode proteins that function in the biosynthesis of heparin sulfate proteoglycans. They arise in the metaphysis of bone of enchondral origin, common in long tubular bones. Occasionally they develop from bones of pelvis, scapula and ribs, and in these sites they are frequently sessile and have short stalks. This diagram shows you the development of osteochondroma. It develops as an outgrowth of bone and becomes lined by cartilage. The bluish part represents the cartilage component. This one is the bony component and this is the marrow. The marrow and the cortex become continuous with that of the bone from which it is produced. Radiography. X-ray of osteochondroma arising off from the posterior surface of tibia. This is the radiograph showing osteochondroma. Axial CT shows continuity of the cortex of the bone and center of osteochondroma. Here you can see the central medullary canal of the lesion is continuous with that of the bone. Gross picture A shows osteochondroma of femur with bilobed appearance. Cartilage appears whitish on gross picture. Cut surface of osteochondroma of the rib. This whitish part represents the cartilage which forms a cap over the bony outgrowth. This is another histological picture representing osteochondroma, and this is radiological picture, and in the B is histological picture. This bluish area represents the cartilage and underlying there is bony formation. Cartilage cap has the histological appearance of disorganized growth plate like cartilage. They can be sessile, mushroom shaped, range in size. Benign hyaline cartilage is covered peripherally by the perichondrium, and the cartilage has the appearance of disorganized growth plate and it undergoes enchondral ossification with the newly formed bone forming the inner portion of the head and stalk. The cortex merges with the cortex of the host bone and the medullary cavity also becomes continuous. Slow growing masses, they can cause pain if they impinge on the nerve, present as incidental finding, and the malignancy is chondrosarcoma that can develop in it, but the chances are very rare. Other benign tumor is chondroma. Chondromas are benign tumors of hyaline cartilage that occur in bone of enchondral origin. When they arise within the medulla, they are termed enchondromas, and when on the bony surface they are called juxtacortical chondromas. On radiography, they present a circumscribed lucency with central irregular calcifications, sclerotic rim, and intact cortex. They are typically soft, located in metaphyseal region of tubular bones. The favored sites are short tubular bones of hand and feet, and they probably develop from the slowly proliferating rests of growth plate cartilage. These two syndromes are important because you often get a multiple choice question regarding these two syndromes, Ollier disease and Maffucci syndrome. They are characterized by multiple enchondromas, also called enchondromatosis. Maffucci syndrome is associated with other rare tumors, and these individuals are at risk of developing other neoplasms including brain gliomas. You can remember it by abbreviation BOS. B. Brain gliomas, ovarian carcinomas, S. Soft tissue hemangiomas, and E. Enchondromatosis. And malignant transformation can occur in Maffucci syndrome. 20% of the patient with Ollier and is almost inevitable in patients with Maffucci syndrome. They are mostly asymptomatic, and finding is incidental. They can be painful and cause pathological fracture. Most of the benign tumors are recognized when they cause lytic lesion of the bone by causing fracture. The tumors may become numerous and produce severe deformities, especially of the digits. And the cause is mutation in IDH1 and 2 genes. Here you can see the multiple enchondromas in Maffucci syndrome. And here you can see multiple chondromas in Ollier disease. They are usually smaller than 3 cm and are grey blue and translucent. This is the appearance of cartilage on gross. They are composed of well circumscribed nodules of hyaline cartilage containing benign chondrocytes. Peripheral portion of the nodules may undergo enchondral ossification, and the center can calcify and undergo infarction. Syndromic enchondromas are more cellular with more atypia than the sporadic ones. They are composed of mature lobules of hyaline cartilage. Nodule of hyaline cartilage encased by a thin rim of reactive bone. This pinkish area represents the reactive bone, and these are the lobules of hyaline cartilage. Foci of myxoid degeneration, calcification, and enchondral ossification are common. Another benign lesion is chondroblastoma, a rare benign tumor that accounts for less than 1% of the primary bone tumors. Usually occur in young patients in their teens and more common in males. They mostly arise about the knee. Less common sites are pelvis and ribs, which are affected in older patients. It has a predilection for the epiphysis and apophysis. Epiphyseal equivalents, that is the iliac crest. It is called apophysis. Microscopy, they appear as embryonic chondroblast with only a limited capacity for the production of cartilage matrix. A typical chondroblast looks like polyhedral. The cell membrane appears thick, sharply defined, and nuclei vary in form from round to indented and lobulated. Intracytoplasmic glycogen granules are present, and reticulin fibers surround each individual cell. Each individual cell is polyhedral, and the network can contain reticulin. This is the histological picture of chondroblastoma, scant mineralized matrix surrounding chondroblasts in chicken wire vasculature, chicken wire fashion. The cytoplasm on histology appears somewhat clear due to the deposition of glycogen. On immunohistochemistry, you can perform vimentin and S100 protein, neuron specific enolase, Muscle specific actin and low molecular weight keratins are other diagnostic modalities. Chondrosarcoma. It is a malignant tumor that produces cartilage. It is subclassified into conventional type, dedifferentiated, clear cell, and mesenchymal. Clear cell and mesenchymal variants, they occur in children and young adults. 90% of chondrosarcomas are of conventional type. It is about half as common as osteosarcoma, arise in 40s or older, and men are affected more. They arise in the axial skeleton, especially pelvis, shoulder, and ribs. On X-ray, they appear as calcified cartilage. It appears as foci of flocculent densities that may destroy the cortex and form soft tissue mass. 15% of the conventional chondrosarcomas are secondary and they arise from some pre-existing enchondroma or osteochondroma. This is the radiographic image showing flocculent areas of lucency and some radiodensities. Primary chondrosarcoma is uncommon, arises centrally in the bone and found in children. Secondary one arises from the benign cartilage defects, from osteochondroma or from enchondroma. High risk to occur in patients with Ollier and Maffucci syndrome, and they exhibit a mutation in the EXT genes and IDH1 and IDH2. Gross picture, they represent as large bulky tumors composed of nodules of grey-white translucent cartilage with gelatinous or myxoid areas. Spotty calcifications are present and central necrosis may create cystic spaces. The tumor can spread through the cortex into the surrounding muscle or fat. The cartilage infiltrates the marrow space and entraps normal bony trabeculae. Here you can see these bluish area represents the areas of cartilage, and these cartilaginous areas have entrapped the bone in between. The tumors vary in cellularity, cytological atypia, and mitotic activity, and they are given grade from 1 to 3. Grade 1 tumors are low grade, they have low cellularity. The chondrocytes have plump vesicular nuclei with small nucleoli. The grade 3 chondrosarcomas, they have higher cellularity, extreme pleomorphism, and bizarre tumor giant cells with mitosis. Gross picture, as you can see, there is gelatinous grey-white tumor and it has infiltrated through the cortex into the overlying tissue, formed a soft tissue mass. High power view of chondrosarcoma, they present as lobules of hyaline cartilage, and you can see the tumor cells are bizarre, pleomorphic, as well as mitotic figures are present. They present as painful, progressively enlarging masses. Prognosis depends on grade. Grade 1 rarely metastasize. 70% of the grade 3 spread hematogenously, especially to the lungs. The treatment is wide surgical excision. The mesenchymal and dedifferentiated tumors are excised and they are additionally treated with chemotherapy because of their aggressiveness. This is the histological picture of clear cell chondrosarcoma. This is histological appearance of myxoid or mesenchymal chondrosarcoma and dedifferentiated one. Thank you, class.